recording the session. Okay, so here is a question number 25. And what 25 is? 25 is a pretty easy question. I don't feel you should have asked that, but let us do that. It would be helpful for somebody. Okay, so in question number 25, the field is given. Means the field which is defined in terms of coordinates. So at every point you will be having a field in the space. Okay, this you must understand. In space, at every point you have defined a field E, which has been given as here. So any point will be having its r coordinate, theta coordinate, and phi coordinate, because this is in spherical coordinate system. So it will be having r coordinate, theta coordinate, and phi coordinate. So exactly, if you want to calculate the electric field at that point, you need to put on all these coordinate values in the equation, in the field equation. So what you will do, just put this r in here, theta in here, and phi in here and here. Okay, you will get your electric field. Then it says that you need to calculate the mod of E. So mod of E is what? So mod of E will be under square the R, the radial component of the electric field का whole square plus the phi component whole square and the theta component whole square. You will see that this electric field is only oriented in radial direction and in phi direction, the direction which you make with x-axis. So your field is in only in these direction. It will be having a means circumferential direction and a radial direction. It will not be having any theta direction component, because theta direction is 0 here. So what you will do, you will put on ER value, E phi value, and make E theta as to be 0. This will give you electric field modulus. Now the third thing which has been asked in this is find the unit vector in the direction of E at point P. So we are having a point P, okay, and in this point P, this is the electric field. Okay, let us say this is the electric field. This is given by this. This is the electric field which you have calculated earlier. So now, if you want to calculate the unit vector in the direction of electric field, what you need to do? What will be electric field? Electric field will be the vector divided by the mod of this vector. So this electric field might be having a magnitude greater than 1. So you have to divide this vector with the magnitude of this vector to get the unit vector in this direction, in the direction of electric field. So in this direction, you will get the unit vector. Unit vector, what it says, defines, it only defines the direction. It will not be telling you that what is the magnitude of electric field at that point. It will be only able to tell you that what is the direction of electric field. Okay, so it should be clear enough to you, all of you. So let us go on the 8th question. Sorry, 28th question. Question number 1.28. Okay, what this question says, let us see. Again, this is that question of coordinate transformation. So there is a field given, okay, and you need to transfer this field uh, to rectangular coordinate system, and it says cylindrical coordinate system because a theta is only present in spherical. Okay, so first of all, convert this in rectangular coordinate system. The method I have discussed earlier in the previous lecture, and then from rectangular you can go on to spherical cylindrical coordinate system. Okay, so first of all, you need to convert from spherical to that rectangular coordinate system. You must be having that matrix. Okay, so this is x, y, z, and this is r, theta, phi. So I'm not writing this matrix. Okay, this matrix you know already. So what we need to do? We need to just if we want g in rectangular coordinate system, let us say gx ax plus gy ay plus gz az, then what we need to do, we need to, if cx we want to find, then we need to take the dot product of g with ax. Okay, and this g and the previous g in our spherical coordinate system are same, so we can this is a vector, so we can put on this value, so it will be 8 sine phi a theta dot ax. So just put the value of a theta dot ax in here from this matrix, you know it already, and from here you will get gx. Similarly you will get your gy and gz. So this will make you g in xy z coordinate, and mind you, you need to convert these phi. If it comes in sine phi and sine theta component, then you need to convert the sine phi and sine theta uh, in xy z form. So let me write it the form. uh, so this is your p, this is your p dash, this is your r, this is your theta, this is your phi. Then here sine phi, uh, so this is y component, this is x component, and in between it is x square plus y square. So your here your sine phi will be what? Sine phi will be y by under root x square plus y square. And what will be if there comes um, let us say sine theta, you need to calculate. So what is sine theta? So so this is your uh, this part is your perpendicular direction. So perpendicular direction divided by hypotenuse. Perpendicular direction divided by hypotenuse. And what is this so perpendicular direction? What is perpendicular direction? It is equivalent to y. So we can write here y divide by how much? Divide by the hypotenuse. And what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse consists of all the coordinates x, y, and z. It is the ultimate coordinate, so it will be having all the component x, y, and z. So the distance will be from the origin. It will be x square plus y square plus z square. Similarly, you can write about the cos theta as well. Cos theta will be z upon under root x square plus y square plus z square. So this is how you can convert your spherical coordinate to uh, rectangular coordinate system. And similarly, after getting rectangular coordinate system, you can convert to cylindrical coordinate system. So this is it for the assignment part. If there are any more questions you want to discuss, then you can just write in the chat box. I'll wait for 1 minute. Or you want to repeat any part of the question, then you can also say that thing as well. So we will see into it. You must be very well and is very much this should be in very much practice, this coordinate systems. So this will help you out in further classes. Okay. If there is no such question, then we can just start next part. So we have done we need to do electric field intensity. No, we were discussing electric potential in the last class. Okay, so let us give you some more a very important formula to you all. That formula is very important. Actually, what we have done, we have calculated this VAB. Okay, and this VAB is the work done by external force in bringing a charge. You must be understanding this. So, what is the potential difference between these 2 points? Let us say VAB. VAB is the amount of work that an external force has to do in bringing a charge that is placed on B to A. B से A में कितना वर्क डन करना पड़ा किसी बाहर के बाहरी फोर्स को, एंड दैट बाहरी फोर्स विल surely act against this electric field. Okay, उसको उस इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के अगेंस्ट में फोर्स लगाना पड़ेगा. So it will have to do a positive work. Okay, so we reach to a formula as in here. So this is what, this is the potential of point A uh, due to this charge Q. इस चार्ज Q के कारण इस पॉइंट A पे कितना पोटेंशियल बन रहा है, इसकी काम करने की क्षमता कितनी बन रही है. यहाँ पे किसी चार्ज को रखेंगे तो वो उसको कितना फोर्स मिलेगा, कितना इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड उस पर वर्क लगा सकता है. So these are the concept related to electric potential. But I want to give you a very good formula. What that formula is, exactly what we do. In electrical science, we always have, we can always measure the potential difference between 2 points. Now we can use a voltmeter and measure the potential difference between 2 points. So if we are making a ground, then we can easily just know the potential of a point with respect to the ground. So this concept we will use. Okay, so let us say we are given a potential, means let us say this potential, this is due to the charge, so we will take this one. So our VA is what, it depends upon the charge, and 2 pi epsilon depends on the permittivity as well, upon the distance of that point from where, from the position of charge. So I have written here small r. So let me write here small r. So the formula which I want to give you is that can determine electric field if the potential of a point is known. See, the beauty of this equation. that if you can measure a potential at a point, or give me a loci of potential in a given region, अगर आपको पोटेंशियल किसी रीजन के में हर पॉइंट का पोटेंशियल का आपको कोई इक्वेशन पता हो, जैसे फील्ड, ठीक है, तो ये एक स्केलर होगा, तो स्केलर क्वांटिटी होगा, तो स्केलर फील्ड हम बात कर सकते हैं कि अगर किसी रीजन का स्केलर फील्ड हमें पता है, उस रीजन का हमें पोटेंशियल्स पता है, तो हम वहां पे प्रेजेंट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को निकाल सकते हैं. सी इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज a वेक्टर क्वांटिटी. So what is the formula? Formula is this: vector E is equal to minus of gradient of VA. What is gradient? Gradient is just the rate of change of that potential. What is? It is rate of change of potential. So you will see here it is a scalar quantity and here it is a vector quantity. So this gradient should be a vector quantity. So gradient is given by in rectangular coordinate system. We are talking rectangular coordinate system. For spherical and cylindrical, I will give the overall equation. So don't worry. So in rectangular coordinate system, del is given as del by del x ax. That means the amount of change in the x direction, plus del by del y in ay direction, plus del by del z in az direction. Okay, this is the gradient formula, and you will be having this gradient formula in cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system as well. They will be defined for, there as well. So so what will be your electric field? So electric field will be negative of this gradient of VA. So here it is del by del x. So what we are differentiating? So this will we will differentiate. This we will differentiate in terms of del by del x. Then again this will be differentiated with respect of del by del y. This is partial differentiation. This the 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 field is defined in all the coordinates in all different parameters, but you are differentiating with respect to only one parameter. Okay, so that is called partial differentiation. You must have studied that. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to just find out the gradient of VA, and you know that your VA here, your VA is in which coordinate? Can you tell me this VA, इस VA जो हमने डिफाइन किया ये फील्ड, ये किस कोऑर्डिनेट पे हमने डिफाइन किया? इज इट रेक्टेंगुलर, सिलेंड्रिकल और स्फेरिकल? जस्ट टेल मी एनीबॉडी. See, you need to try. hmm? Just try once. In which coordinate we have calculated our potential due to a point charge? No, none. See, this is why I don't know that you are understanding or not understanding. You never speak, or you might be busy somewhere. But I'm recording, so you will get the content. But you need to speak there. Okay, see, we are seeing the radius. We are seeing only the means the distance of the point with this charge. Anyway, only the distance of this point to this charge. The radial distance we are talking about. This is the radial distance. Now, this to define this A, we only used one dimension, that is the radial distance of this A with respect to Q. So this could be a cylindrical coordinate system or spherical coordinate system. Because when you talk about a rectangular coordinate system, so there is no such manner in which you can interact with the point directly. Means if you are in a rectangular coordinate system, you will have to go in x, y, and z in all these directions. Okay, but this here we are anywhere if we take, we will directly talk about this. Okay, the radial distance between these 2 points. So this is a spherical coordinate system. Okay, this is what we are talking about. This is a spherical coordinate system. So we need the formula for gradient in spherical coordinate system. So let me give you the formula for gradient in spherical coordinate system. So in spherical coordinate system, it is written as del by del r ar plus 1 by rho del by del theta a theta plus 1 by r sin theta del by del phi a phi. This is in spherical coordinate system. So let us just do the differentiation. Then this will be vector electric field will be del by del r of VA in AR direction, and similarly 1 upon r, it is r or what, it is rho, it can't be rho, it should be r, it should be r, because there is no rho in uh, spherical coordinate system, so this should be r, I think so. Okay, so 1 upon r, this is del by del theta into VA a theta plus 1 by r sin theta del by del theta del by del phi and a phi. So if you will see, this voltage, this potential is having only r component, no theta or phi component. So obviously these two parts will become zero, because this is differentiating with respect to theta. So there is no theta, so it will be zero. This VA is constant in terms of theta. This VA is constant in terms of phi. So these two parts will be zero, and we will be having remaining with only one part. What is that? Vector E is del by del r. So this will be minus sign, because that minus came from here. There is minus sign. So it will be a minus. So from here it is a minus in VA. And what is VA? VA is Q upon 2 pi epsilon r. Okay, and this will be in AR direction. So when you differentiate this, so what will be this? This will become Q upon 2 pi epsilon r square. Okay, so this is your electric field due to a point charge. So see, we have used only the potential formula, and we have derived to the electric field. So electric field is somewhat a more complex thing than vector, than defining a potential. Because when you define potential, you just need to define the magnitude. But in electric field, you need to define the magnitude as well as the direction also. So your one work has been simplified. You took the potential and derived the electric field in that field. Okay. So till here, good and fine. Now we will study something about electric dipoles. Can anybody tell me what is electric dipole? What do you mean by electric dipole? So I will end it here and start a fresh one. Electric dipole. So what do you mean by electric dipole? Actually, means these are static charges. Uh, means, like in dielectrics, where the charges cannot move. There, some many times we get charges distributed in such way that two charges, let us say plus q and minus q. So plus q and minus q, they are displaced by d distance. Okay, if ever this type of configuration comes where two equal charges which are opposite in nature, they are displaced by a distance d, and they are not they are static. Okay, so then they are called dipoles, electric dipole. What this electric dipole exactly do? What why this is more significant? Like there is a point P in here, and we want to calculate uh, the electric field at this point P, or potential due to at this point P due to this dipole. Okay, let us say this is at r a distance, and this is at r b distance. Okay, and from let us say let us this be the center. This can say the z dimension, this would be the x dimension, this can be taken as to the y dimension. Okay, so from origin this p is displaced by say r. Okay, so as we have learned just studying the potential, that defining potential is very easy at any point. So we know that due to this q, the potential at Vp due to this q, what this will be defined by this can be defined by like this: 4 pi epsilon r. This is 4 pi epsilon or 2 pi epsilon. This is 2 pi epsilon. No? Sorry for that. 2 pi epsilon r. Okay. And then due to this minus q, the potential at P is minus q के कारण the potential क्या होगा, that will be q upon 2 pi epsilon RB. So the total potential at P will be, Vp will be, this will be minus q, no? So Vp will be q upon 2 pi epsilon RA minus q upon 2 pi epsilon RB. If we calculate this, then this will be RB minus RA divided by 2 pi epsilon RA RB. No? Hmm? Is this good? This should be good. Very easy this is. So we are finding the potential at P point due to this dipole. We are finding the potential at P point due to this dipole. Let us say what is the potential at this origin? At this origin, what is the potential? What is the potential due to this dipole? See, at this point origin, uh, the radial distance is same, no? They are equidistant from q and minus q, so both these will be same. So Vp will be 0. So potential of this point due to plus q and minus q will make it 0. Additive plus potential and minus potential. So it will be make it 0 here. So we are having 0 potential at this origin. So let us use this concept. Okay. Now when this dipole, this plus q and this minus q, and this point in concern, when this is very far with respect to this q. Actually, in dielectrics, these charges are means they are displaced by a very small distance. So usually this point is very far from here. So what exactly happens is that these electric field that comes from here, they are nearly equidistant. They are nearly parallel to each other. They are parallel because uh, this has to meet at nearly infinity. We can say that this point is so large with respect to this d, that this point P can be considered at very far away. And when two lines that has to converge very far, then they can be considered as to be parallel lines. So this has been approximated. Okay. So this is RA, what I have said, RA. No, let us say this has to be RA. So this is RA and this is RB, and this point is R. Okay. So so if you drop a perpendicular over here, then from here these two lines are equal. So RA minus RB is this part. RA minus RB is this section. Okay. and if this is d and this is theta, then this can be termed as d cos theta. Okay, so now we know that Ra minus Rb is equal to d cos theta. So we can put in our equation. So V will be what? V will be Q upon 2 pi epsilon. Okay, and we can take it to d cos theta divided by Ra Rb. So Ra Rb can be taken nearly equal. So we can write it to be this Ra will be nearly equal to R, and this Rb will also be nearly equal to R. Only small difference is there. So what we will do, we will term it as R square. Ra into Rb, the formula is here, Ra into Rb. So Ra into Rb can be taken as to be R square. So this is our final voltage potential. Now we can calculate electric field. How we can calculate electric field at that point P? That will be just gradient of V. You know this. Okay. Just write the formula of this gradient, and you will know the directly the answer electric field. So electric field can be written as minus of del Vp upon del R AR plus 1 upon R del Vp upon del theta A theta plus 1 upon R sin theta del V upon del phi A phi. Okay, so just we need to calculate what? We need to calculate del by del R of uh, QD. Let us say QD is equal to P. Okay, we say that dipole moment P is equal to Q dot D. Okay, so let us say this is dipole moment. So P cos theta divided by 2 pi epsilon R square. Okay, we need to calculate this. So what this will become? This will become minus 2p, and this is mind you, this is ER component of this field. E field का ER component, क्योंकि हम यही बस कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं del Vp upon del R. So this will be minus 2p cos theta divided by 2 pi epsilon. So minus minus will be cancelled out. Uh, so let me say this as to be uh, so this should be minus, as we are taking this minus as well. So we are calculating minus del by del R of Vp. So this is R cube. Okay, so 2 will be cancelled out. So ER will come out to be P cos theta divided by pi epsilon R cube. Okay, then let us find E theta. So what will be E theta? E theta will be 1 by R del of del theta, and what is this? This p cos theta upon 2 pi epsilon r square. So differentiating with respect to theta, this should be minus, again minus sign. So this will be cos theta is minus sin theta. So minus minus will be cancelled out. So it will be sin theta. So this will be p sin theta. R will come from here. So it will be 2 pi epsilon r cube. Okay. And will there be any E phi component? Will there be any E phi component? If you will see, we need to calculate here 1 by r sin theta del v by del phi. So v should be a function of phi. Let us see, v is a function. Is v a function of phi? So v is not a function of phi. So this will be constant with respect to phi. And if you differentiate, this will become 0. So your electric field will be at point P. It will be ER AR plus E theta A theta. So this will be your electric field at point P. Okay. So I will end my lecture here only today, and you can just go on and solve those assignment questions once again if you like to get a good habit on to that, or you can just solve other question as well which I have skipped. So you can solve those question as well, and if you have some doubt you can just ask to me. Okay. So if there is any doubt remaining, you can ask that in the chat box, or you can just speak out. So if there is any doubt, you can just speak out. So I will take 1 minute. Okay then, fine. Thank you. Thank you for today. If there is any doubt, you can ask in the class or on the YouTube platform. I have not uploaded the yesterday's recording. Yes, Shivadi. Okay. So I have not uploaded the yesterday's recordings. So I will upload that as well and this as well. So both I will upload. Okay. Thank you for now. Thank you.